Hey guys, welcome back to another match reaction. Maybe I should stop wearing this shirt, but I'll keep wearing it because I actually quite like this shirt. But obviously my good luck charm is maybe it's on strike. Maybe it was on strike today. But anyways, early kickoff in the Champions League. Leverkusen won, Arsenal won. To be fair, the Champions League, especially in the knockouts, is very interesting in a lot of parts because though we've got home fixtures, if we make it towards the final at the second leg, there's always that thought at the back of your mind, how far can you accept a loss in the first leg that you don't make much work in the second leg? And the truth is, 1-1, 1-1 is fine. Like, you got the Emirates and you get the job done and you go home and you're onto the quarterfinals. But let's just talk about the performance. We'll start with Bukayo Saka because I know he's going to get heat, and rightly so, because what on the earth was I watching? People are saying about his hamstring. Guys, let's be real, bun this injury about his hamstring. This guy could not trap a ball to save his life. Like, the amount of times that ball got to him in the first half, slipping over, falling over, can't even get it under control. He's trying to passes it to some of the Leverkusen players. Like, it was honestly embarrassing at times, because that first half performance from Saka and bits of that second half was beyond a joke. And even that goal they scored was even down to him, because if you watch, because the whole sequence starts from the kickoff, right? They play out, and then Saka completely forgets there's a player running in, like, inside out, and he doesn't track that player coming inside out, and he obviously takes that ball and carries it forward. And yeah, that goal, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why Andrik had no one on the back post. Why was he completely free on the back post? I don't know. We got done by a corner, convenient, but yeah, it was a very poor performance. Like, on a technical level, we were out of it. And I think in the second leg at the Emirates, I think that technical level will even out a little bit, because it's a completely different ball game when you're at the Emirates compared to when you're here. I think Leverkusen, even though they scored, they didn't really offer much apart from that goal. I think they were playing through us very easily and at times with ease, but then their final ball was just not there. I don't know who that striker was, Fofana, I don't know, but he's a good player, man. He's a very good player, but they just didn't create much even apart from that goal. And it's the same with us. I think they were hoping to go to the Emirates with the 1-0 lead, which is very risky in itself, because I reckon if they carried on playing as they were, that game would have looked completely different. So it's just one of those ones where you look at it and you're thinking, yeah, okay, cool, 1-1 is not a bad result, but our performance today was honestly, like, guys, I say this like every other time, yeah, like, I don't want to watch Arsenal, yeah, because our build up is slow. This was a joke. Like, we could not do anything. Martinelli, I said it against Mansfield, I said it in so many different times, Martinelli needs to be binned off, and it's the same again today. His performances are just not good enough. His technical ceiling and his technical level should not even be in this competition, guys. This is where I'm going with this. His level as a footballer should not even be in this competition. There's so many times he gets the ball, his touch is off, not even touch as in it's running out for a play, just the way he receives the ball is just all off, because the way he receives the ball, it doesn't mount to anything. So every time he gets onto the ball, what do? He does that little shimmy. He hits the ball side to side, and then passes it back. There's so many times when that ball needed to go in inside to Eze, and he's just not playing it quick enough. or he's holding onto the ball for too long and then ultimately losing it. Like the amount of times, like I'm just like, people are gonna get onto Saka, and that wasn't his great performance. But Martinelli, he's just not at a level where you can even say he should be in this team, because it's just not high enough. Like his technical level is not high enough to even be playing in this game. This game was not for in behind kind of game. This was a game for like a Trossard, and I don't know where he is, to be honest. But yeah, there was some nice little plays here from like the 1-2s, the give and goes from like Eze and Gyökeres. We kind of saw that in the first half, but then that goal we got killed in that second half kind of killed the whole thing, because we essentially were chasing that whole game, and not only were we chasing that whole game, we were not creating anything from that second half that you could say, okay, cool, you know, we could walk out with some bit of pride, because yeah, they were playing through us way too easily. I think Declan Rice at times was playing as a lone midfielder, and to be honest with you, in a game like this, I kind of question: do you really need Zubimendi, Rice together? Do you really need that level of security in a game where we didn't need that power? We didn't need that. We needed to get on the ball and actually try and play out. So I didn't really understand why we played with that. And I'm just seeing that goal there again. Like, I don't know who was on the back post, but anyways, I don't know, man. It was a poor performance from us. Like from start to finish, we just look. The thing is, we do look tired, we look knackered, but it's just like, what do you do, guys? Like, the build up is slow. I'm not sure you'd needed Zubimendi and Rice together in this midfield. The crazy thing is, you needed Odegaard here, because Odegaard does the pressing and he also does the ball carrying really well. Rice, on the other hand, doesn't really do well with receiving the ball under pressure. So a lot of the times, Leverkusen were cutting off the passing lanes for Rice to play it, and a lot of the time that ball's going back to Saliba or Gabriel, and they pressed us really well. And a lot of the zones that we were getting the ball into, which was like the wider areas, they were initiating the press really well with, I can't remember what his name is. Is it Palacios, the South American guy? So it was an uncomfortable watch. Not a pen, in my opinion, but neither was Danny Olmo's one yesterday. I think that was harsh as well on Newcastle. So it's just one of those ones where you just take the take the draw, finish the job at home. But yeah, we were poor, far from convincing. And if we want to go far in this competition, we need to play better, because even though Leverkusen weren't like a serious threat, they play the ball really well. They can play, and for a team that can play, it can be very uncomfortable for us. Tuesday next week, we got a fix up. I don't know what else to say. The technical level in that midfield lacked a lot today, and that ultimately led to us struggling a little bit. Saka, worst performance I've seen from him this season. Gyökeres didn't really get much. You could argue that Andrić should have been seen a second yellow in early parts of that first half, but apart from that, yeah, we were not at the paces at all. But the lucky thing is, this is a two-legged affair, so you can right the wrongs of this first half and that second half at the Emirates. Even if it was 1-0, there's still a lot to play at the Emirates. But now it's 1-1, it's almost like a fresh reset. So Leverkusen can try and play us, and we can try and play them. And let's see how that game goes in that second half at the Emirates, because what I saw against Newcastle with Barca, we did not even give Leverkusen any bit of taste of what the British physicality is all about. I'm not even a fan of that anyways, but you can see Barca struggled with Newcastle's initial first press, and a lot of the times they were losing the ball and were struggling to play out, and we did not give Leverkusen any of that. Okay, there was a bit of tussle here and there, but that referee was on some BS. I don't know what he was on, but we did not even give them anything to be like, oh, okay, we can't idle on the ball for too long. The energy's got to be right in that second half, because you mess around, you give them an early goal, and it's sported out Europa League all over again. If you guys even remember when we got knocked out by Sporting all those years ago, like if that second leg at the Emirates goes wrong in the first 10 minutes, it could be a long and uncomfortable night for us. So we got to get our act together and and get that energy right in that second half at the Emirates, because that whole game, it was not there. We got lucky and got that penalty and we moved, but poor performance.